morning. I'm Frank McKenna, President of International Launch Services here at our Reston headquarters. Well, ILS has a lot of experience working with hosted payloads. It dates back to one of our original hosted payloads, which was launched in 2005 on the Anik F1R satellite. This was a wide area augmentation system for the FAA for use in the United States. A very successful implementation of a hosted payload then. Since then, we've contracted for four other hosted payload types of activities. The first would be, and most notable, would be ILSat 22. That's a UHF payload for the Australian Ministry of Defence. We'll be flying early next year on an ILS Proton. That system is a cooperative agreement between U.S. forces and Australian Ministry of Defence. Second one is Anik G1, which is X-band payload. That payload is going to be contracted to Paradigm for use in NATO forces, and another good implementation, and that is through our provision of services to Telesat. Sirius 5 is a launch coming up this year with SES. That has an EGNOS payload on it for the European Geostationary Navigation Overlay System. Of course, that's a long acronym for really the GPS augmentation for Galileo, and it supports safety of life services throughout Europe. Late this year, early next year, we'll be launching YASAT 1B, which is a shared use satellite for the UAE Ministry of Defense. Well, I think right now the trend in hosted payloads is a good one. It makes a lot of sense to utilize commercial capability. This is part of a broader trend to use broadband services, communication services, remote sensing services, and the like. Commercial applications really create a cost advantage and a schedule and reliability advantage that governments can take advantage of as the budgets are tightening. Also, ILS Proton is very uniquely suited for this. Our heavy lift capability and launching these satellites has allowed hosted payloads to be adapted to the commercial operator's normal operation with seamless integration with the customer's needs. And that makes ILS Proton very valuable in terms of this entire program. So we see a growth coming from this. We're doing it while others are talking about it, so we're very proud to have been selected by our customers to do that. Well, ILS Proton offers a dedicated launch system with heavy lift capability, with high reliability and schedule assurance. Those are the key criteria that our commercial customers are looking for. When you have a hosted payload, you want to be able to perform and serve the missions that you're desiring to serve, and ILS Proton provides that capability to do that. As we discussed, I think that hosted payloads are just part of a broader trend in providing bandwidth services commercially to the governments and their needs. Specifically with the advent of the 9/11 events and most recently brought to light, the bandwidth requirements have increased exponentially since 2001. Commercial provides a great opportunity to serve those bandwidth needs, and ILS Proton, by launching these large satellites with hosted payloads or dedicated satellites in and of themselves provided commercially to the governments, creates the kind of capability on short time frames, high reliability, cost-effective solutions that can serve the warfighter's needs.